there, this is Teacher Ola Podcast episode 287, 5 phrasal verbs for business meetings. Are you tired of lacking confidence when speaking English? Does it block you from achieving your true goals? This podcast is the place for you. This is Teacher Ola Podcast. My name's Ola and I empower English learners to become confident speakers. The key to fluency is in your pocket. You'll boost your vocabulary, brush up your grammar, and improve your pronunciation. Enjoy your journey to fluency. Hey there, welcome back to the show. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for choosing this episode of this podcast. In today's episode, we're going to work on phrasal verbs for business meetings. Now, I know phrasal verbs can sometimes feel a bit tricky. Two simple words that together mean something totally different, totally new. But the 5 we're covering today, you will hear them all the time at work. We're going to explore how to use these very common expressions naturally, confidently in real conversations. Let's do it. 5 phrasal verbs for business meetings. Let's go. 1. Kick off. To begin or start something with energy and with purpose. So this phrasal verb comes from sports. Sports like football or soccer, where a match officially begins with a kick-off. In business, it captures that same moment of setting things in motion. When you kick off a meeting, you're not just starting your meeting, you're launching it with direction and with momentum. Listen to these 2 example sentences. Let's kick off the meeting by reviewing the last week's sales. John will kick off with a short presentation about our new product. 2. Go through. To examine or to review something carefully, point by point. To go through something. Think of it like walking through a hotel room on the last day of your holiday and checking if everything was packed. When you go through documents or information in a meeting, you're taking everyone on a guided tour of the content, making sure nothing is missed and everyone understands each part. For instance, I'd like to go through the main points from our last meeting. Can we go through the budget figures before making a decision? 3. Bring up. To introduce or mention a topic for discussion that wasn't previously being talked about. Imagine topics are like objects that are waiting in the background or under the surface. And when you bring them up to the surface, you are lifting this given topic into the spotlight for everyone to see and everyone to discuss. It's how new ideas enter the conversation. So it's to introduce a new topic. For example, I'd like to bring up the issue of our marketing strategy. Sarah brought up an interesting point about customer feedback. 4. Wrap up. To complete or finish something by tidying loose ends and summarizing what's happened. It's kind of opposite of kick off. Wrap up. Picture packaging a gift. You also wrap it up. And the same you do with a meeting. You wrap it up. You're making sure everything is contained, properly concluded before everyone moves on. Listen to these. Let's wrap up this discussion and move on to the next agenda item. We need to wrap up the meeting by 3 p.m. at the latest. 5. Follow up. To take additional action after something has already happened to ensure continuity and completion. Imagine, dropping a ball. And then you have to run after that ball. You have to follow up that ball. And when you follow up, you're kind of chasing the outcome of a previous discussion or decision to make sure it doesn't get lost like an email from a client. Yeah, you don't want that email to get lost. You follow up. Or you simply make sure you don't forget about it. For example, I'll follow up with an email summarizing our decisions. Please follow up with the client about their request. We've just gone through 5 key phrasal verbs. You see what I did here? Gone through 5 phrasal verbs that can level up your business English. Kick off, go through, bring up, wrap up, and follow up. And here's the best part. You'll get to repeat 10 sentences out loud using these phrasal verbs. This is the most important part of the show because listening is great, but speaking, this is what builds real fluency. When you say the phrases out loud, it's magic. You're training your brain, your mouth, your muscles, your memory all at once, okay? I hope you are convinced to do it right here, right now. Let's go. Let's kick off the meeting by reviewing last week's sales. Let's kick off the meeting by reviewing last week's sales. John will kick off with a short presentation. John will kick off with a short presentation. I'd like to go through the main points from our last meeting. I'd like to go through the main points from our last meeting. Can we go through the budget figures? Can we go through the budget figures? I'd like to bring up our marketing strategy. I'd like to bring up our marketing strategy. Sarah brought up an interesting point about customer feedback. Sarah brought up an interesting point about customer feedback. Let's wrap up this discussion. Let's wrap up this discussion. We need to wrap up the meeting by 3 p.m. at the latest. We need to wrap up the meeting by 3 p.m. at the latest. I'll follow up with an email summarizing our decisions. I'll follow up with an email summarizing our decisions. Please follow up with the client about their request. Please follow up with the client about their request. Great job! Practicing out loud, even just a few sentences a day, can have a huge impact on how natural your English sounds. Now, download the worksheet or just go to your inbox. If you are not a subscriber, you have to go to teacherola.com/287 and sign up there. If you found this episode helpful, share it with a friend and don't forget to subscribe or leave a review. It means a lot and helps more people discover this podcast. Thanks for today. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you in the next episode. I believe in you. You can speak English with fluency if you truly want it. Stay fearless. Take care. Say it out loud. Always. I'm your teacher, Teacher Ola, and you've been listening to Teacher Ola Podcast. Bye for now.